my English classroom. I'm your English teacher, Sheikh Rafi. In this video, I'm going to discuss a very easy but a very important grammar topic. The topic for today is question tags. Question tags is something that we use in our day-to-day life a lot. Now, what are these question tags? How should we frame a question tag? When should we use it? Now, these are all the things that I'm going to discuss in this video. So, let us start the video. Let us start learning about question tags first by understanding its meaning. What is a question tag? A question tag is a small question that is added at the end of a statement. Now here statement refers to assertive sentences and imperative sentences. We also have interrogative and exclamatory sentences, but there we don't add tags. Question tags are always added only with an assertive sentence or an imperative sentences. So let us see some examples. I have written here some examples. The first one, it is raining now. Up to here, it is a statement. Then thereafter, I have added a question tag. Isn't it? Isn't it is a question tag. The second sentence, he has done the work. Now up to here, it is a statement. Thereafter, I have added a question tag. Hasn't he? The next one, John was not here. Up to here it is a statement, whereas was he is a question tag. I don't like tea. Do I? In this sentence, do I is a question tag. And similarly, the final statement, they had seen the film. Hadn't they? Now in this sentence, hadn't they is a question tag. So what you have to observe here is that question tag is added at the end of the sentence, and a question tag is always separated from the statement by a comma. Right? So keeping this thing in mind, let us continue further. One more thing what you have to note here is a question tag is made up of only two words. The first word is an auxiliary verb and the second word is a pronoun. Let us see the first sentence. In the first sentence, the question tag has two words. Isn't it? Here, is an auxiliary verb and it is a pronoun. In the second sentence, hasn't he? Has is an auxiliary verb, whereas he is pronoun. Similarly, in other sentences, was he? Was is an auxiliary verb, he is a pronoun. Do I? Do is an auxiliary verb, I is a pronoun. Hadn't they? Had is an auxiliary verb and they is a pronoun. Now what you have to catch here is when I say it is an auxiliary verb, you should keep in mind that auxiliary verbs are of two types: primary auxiliaries and modal auxiliaries. Primary auxiliaries have be forms, do forms and have forms. Be forms, for example, is, am, are, was, were. Similarly, do form, do, does, did. And have forms, have, has and had. All these verb forms which come under auxiliary verbs are called primary auxiliaries. Beside this, we have modal auxiliaries. For example, shall, should, will, would, can, could, may, might. These are called modal auxiliaries. So when we frame a question tag, it always have the first word as an auxiliary verb and the second word as a pronoun. So that is very easy. Now if you notice these sentences very carefully, you will find that framing a question tag is very easy. We have taken the helping verb from the statement itself. We have taken the pronoun from the statement itself. It is raining now. The tag is isn't it? Isn't it? Right? So he has done the work. See here in the statement, has is a helping verb, he is a pronoun. Hasn't he we frame the tag. Next, John was not here. Was is a helping verb. Wasn't he? Okay, was he? Similarly, the fourth sentence, I don't like tea. Do I? So don't, do I. And finally, they had seen, hadn't they? So tags are formed, question tags are formed with the help of a helping verb, that is auxiliary verb plus a pronoun. Now both of these things, that is the helping verb and pronoun, are given there in the sentence itself. Let us do some examples and try to understand it much better. Let us now see how to frame a question tag. So the very basic thing that we have to remember is a positive statement takes a negative tag. If the statement or the sentence that is given, if it is a positive statement, then the tag will be negative. Let us frame some question tags. I have given here some examples. The first sentence is, it is very hot today. Now this sentence is a positive sentence. And if I want to make a question tag, the question tag should be negative. So the first word is a helping verb, the second word is pronoun. If you look at the sentence here, the helping verb is. So I will take the negative of it, isn't. And the pronoun is it, isn't it? So that is how we frame the question tag. It is very hot today, isn't it? The second sentence, they are building a house. Now this is a positive sentence. If I want to put a question tag, the tag must be a negative. So the tag will begin with a helping verb. If you look at the sentence here, the helping verb is are. I will take negative of it, aren't. And the pronoun is they, aren't they? So that's a simple way of framing question tags. They are building a house, aren't they? Next question is, we have bought a TV. Now again this sentence is a positive sentence. We have bought a TV, haven't we? Next sentence, he has learnt it. So here helping verb is has, which is positive. We will take it in tag as a negative. Hasn't he? Then finally, I can do it. So here it's a positive statement. I'll put a negative tag, can't I? So that's a very simple and basic logic that we all should remember, that whenever we frame a question tag, a positive statement always takes a negative tag. Let us see further. Now, the second thing that you should remember while framing a question tag is, a negative statement always takes a positive tag. A negative statement always takes a positive tag. Let us see some sentences, negative sentences, and try to make tags for them. The first sentence is, he hasn't posted the letter. Now you can notice here the verb hasn't, that is has not, is a negative verb. He hasn't posted the letter. Now the statement is in negative, so I am going to put a positive tag for it. Has he? Question mark. He hasn't posted the letter. Has he? The second sentence, she wasn't cooking. The statement is in negative, so I am going to add a positive tag. Was she? Third one, they are not attending the meeting. They are not. Now this makes this statement a negative statement. They are not attending the meeting. Are they? Next, I am not a doctor. So the tag will be positive. Am I? And final sentence, you cannot solve the problem. Now this sentence is in negative. You cannot solve the problem. So tag will be positive. Can you? So that's a simple way, children. We can very easily frame a question tag. So the basic thing you have to remember is a question tag always has an auxiliary verb, then a pronoun. So if the statement is positive, tag will be negative. If the statement is negative, the tag will be positive. But in our day-to-day life, or if you are preparing for exams, etc., you are not going to find so easy problems there. Definitely, the examiners, or in your day-to-day life, you are going to find more complicated words, sentences, where you have to be very careful while framing the question tag. So let us see what are those challenges that we face one by one. Let us continue with this type of sentences, that is where the statement is negative. Now, if you observe here, we understood that these statements are negative just because we have used the word not everywhere. So we can conclude that if in a statement we find the word not, it is a negative word. But there are many such other words which create a sense of negation, which are also called negative words. Let us see those words. What are they? Dear friends, here you have to understand that a sentence can be made negative by using of negative or semi-negative words. For example, negative words not, never, nor, neither, nor, none, no one, nothing, or nobody. If these words are there in the sentence, it means that the sentence or the statement is a negative statement. Similarly, we have some semi-negative words like seldom, few, little, hardly, scarcely, or rarely. These words, they convey a negative meaning. So what we have to understand here is the same basic rule. If the statement is negative, it will take a positive tag. So if these words are there in the statement, it automatically becomes a negative statement, and hence the tag should be positive. See, for example, no one came to the function. So it means it's a negative sentence. We are using no one came, no one. So it's a negative statement. So we'll use a positive tag. Did they? Did they? Now you may have a doubt about how I got did here. I will discuss about it later. But see the tag. I have added a positive tag because the statement is negative. See the next statement. He seldom smiles. So it's a negative statement because I am using a semi-negative word, seldom. He seldom smiles. Does he? Does he? I am using again a positive tag here. Nothing is good. Is it? Is it? So in both these in all these statements, what I have done is I have used either negative words or semi-negative words. So what we have to keep in our mind is a sentence can become negative by using a negative words or a semi-negative words. Whatever we use, the logic is same. If it is a negative statement, the tag should be positive. Let us continue further. Let us look at one more complications that we get while framing a question tags. Till now, whatever examples we did, we were very easily able to identify the helping verb. But generally, there are many forms of the tenses where we don't get a helping verb. Particularly in present tense or in past tense, we generally don't use helping verb. Whereas in all other tenses, we have a helping verb. So there we don't find any problem. So let us see what we have to do. Right? When an auxiliary verb is not given in the statement. For example, here I have given some examples. She plays chess. Now here we don't find an auxiliary verb. Only main verb is there. Similarly, he wrote a book. Here, wrote is a main verb. We don't have helping verb here. And similarly, the third example, I like tea. Here, like is the main verb. There is no helping verb. Now, this arises only in case of present tense and past tense. Whereas in all other forms of tenses, we do get the helping verb very easily. So what should we do? Let us see here what I have given here. We have to extract the helping verb from the main verb. So here, for example, we have taken eat, eats and ate. Eat and eats both are present form of the verb. Eat is a base form of the verb, whereas eats is the yes form of the verb which we use with third person singular, whereas ate is past tense. Otherwise, in some books it is given as V1, V2 and V5 also. So in case of present tense, the base form eat, we can split it as do eat. So remember it, the base form of the verb, that is present tense or V1 form of the verb, we use do as an auxiliary verb. Similarly, eats is also used in present tense only, but for third person singular. So this is the yes form of the verb. Here we use does as a helping verb, does eat. So you should remember, for V5 we should use does. And finally ate is past tense, we also call it as V2. So in case of past tense, we use the helping verb did eat. So did is the helping verb. So this is what you have to remember. In case of present tense base form, we should use do. In case of yes form, we should use does. And in case of past tense, we should use did. So keeping these things in mind, now let us try to frame question tags for these three sentences. The first sentence is she plays chess. So here the main verb is plays. Plays is the yes form of the verb. So when we have yes form of the verb, we should use the helping verb does. So here we can use does as a helping verb. But the statement is positive, we have to take negative question tag. Doesn't, and we will use the pronoun. Doesn't she? See the second sentence. He wrote a book. Wrote is a main verb here, which is past tense. So in case of past tense, what we do? We split as did plus V1. So did we have to use as a helping verb in past tense. So it is past tense, so we will use here did. The statement is positive, we will take the negative tag. Didn't he? Didn't he? Similarly, the third one, I like tea. Now in this statement, like is the main verb. It is present tense, the base form of the verb. So in present tense, for the base form of the verb, we use helping verb do. So here we will use the same. We will use do. But as the statement is positive, we will take negative tag. Don't I? So that's a small trick which is played in the examination. So all of you should keep it in mind, how to split the verb and have the helping verbs in your mind. Always use do for present tense of the base form. Use does whenever the S form or ES form of the verb is given, and use did when it is a past tense. Let us see further. Now here I have given you another situation. What suppose if in a statement we are not given a pronoun? So when pronoun is not given in the sentence, what should we do? Simple thing, we should use a pronoun according to the subject. Right, now see here I have given some examples. Sheba is a good girl. Now in this sentence we can find helping verb. Helping verb is there, but instead of pronoun they have used a noun. Now we have to decide what pronoun should we use based on the subject. In this sentence the subject is Shima. Shima is a singular person, a girl, so we will use she. So negative tag, isn't she? See the second example. Students are learning. Here again we have a helping verb, but pronoun is not given there. The subject here is students, which is plural. So for plural third person we use they. So negative tag we will take aren't they. Aren't they? And third example, Mohan has gone home. Here again we have helping verb has, whereas pronoun is not given there. They have given subject. Subject is Mohan, which is a singular and male. So we will use he. Hasn't he? Hasn't he? And see, finally, one more example we have taken here. All of us enjoyed it. Now, when I look at the verb, I don't find helping verb here. They have given the main verb, enjoyed. So, just now we learnt when the main verb is given, we have to derive the helping verb. Enjoyed is past tense. So, if we split the verb, did enjoy. So, we have to use the helping verb, did. So, as the statement is positive, I will take negative tag, didn't we? Didn't we? So for all of us, I am using the pronoun we. So we have to decide pronoun based on the subject of the sentence. Okay, children. So after going through all these things, now let us try to focus on some of the exceptions given in framing a question tag. Now here I have given one exception that all of you should keep it in mind. The question tag for I am is aren't I. Now you have to keep it in mind. You should by heart it. Whenever in a statement we have the words I am, it will take a negative tag aren't I. Now see here, I have given some examples. For example, I am a teacher. And if I want to frame a tag for it, no, just because till now we have seen that we have been using the helping verb. So we cannot say am not I. Am not I negative. It's wrong. So what we do, we use aren't I. Aren't I. Actually, are is a plural verb. It is always used with plural subject. But here subject is singular and verb is plural. So this is an exception. We have to keep it in mind. This is an exception. So whenever in sentence, if it is positive, I am, it takes a negative tag, aren't I. Similarly, one more example, I am fine. So aren't I. Aren't I. So this is what you have to remember. I am always takes negative tag, aren't I. Now let us try to understand how to frame a question tag for an imperative sentence. Now imperative sentences are generally orders, commands, requests, suggestions or instructions, etc. So let us see how to do with an imperative sentences. So tag for imperative sentences, generally we use will you. That's all. So how? Let us see some examples. Open the door. We will add the tag will you. So here we don't see whether the statement is positive or negative or something like that, right? So simply will you pass me the salt. Will you give me the book? Again you will have the same tag. Will you? And again switch off the lights. The same tag again, will you? Will you? And finally, bring me some water. So we will add the tag, will you? So that's so simple. We can very easily keep it in mind that in case of imperative sentences, we always use will you as a question tag. Now here we don't see whether the statement is positive or negative. Whatever it is, we use simply the tag as will not. Let us see one exception to these imperative sentences. Now here we are going to discuss an exception in case of imperative sentences. Sentences that begin with let's. Let's stand for let us. It is a contraction, let's. So let's stands for let us. So in case of a sentence which begins with let us, we always use question tag shall we. For example here, let us go for a walk. So the tag will be shall we. The second sentence, let's help the poor. Again the same tag, Shall we? The third sentence, let's have dinner. Shall we? So we have to remember this, that the sentences that start with let's, they always take the question tag shall we. So let's try a small exercise based on whatever we have learned till now. So here are some examples I have given. Geeta wrote a poem. So we can look at this sentence. This is a positive sentence. We have the main verb here, wrote, and we don't have the pronoun. Wrote is past tense. So in case of past tense, we take the helping verb did. So as the sentence is positive, we take negative tag. Didn't she? Now second question, he can solve it. So here we have helping verb can. So we can make a question tag with it. Can't he? Third one, children are playing. Helping verb is are. The statement is positive, so we'll take negative tag. Aren't they? Children, the subject is plural, so we use the pronoun they instead of children. Then next sentence, nobody had done it. So here if you look at the sentence, nobody is a negative word. So the sentence itself is negative, so we'll take a positive statement tag. Had they? Nobody had done it. Had they? Tag will be had they. The next sentence, fifth sentence, stop talking. It's an imperative sentence, so we'll take the tag will you. Will you? Next, I am a gentleman. I am. It's a positive tag and we'll take negative tag. Aren't I? The next one, let's enjoy the party. So the sentence begins with let. So when it is let's, we use the tag shall we. Right, so we did some examples here, and I hope that this video would have definitely helped you understanding the concept of question tag. So that was all about question tags, students. I hope this video would have definitely helped you in understanding the concept of question tags. If you have any doubts or want any type of clarification, you can put it in the comment section and I will definitely respond to it. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much.